All right, so welcome to the exchange. So, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what I see in the stock markets. Looking to the left to see what has happened, then looking to the right to see what may happen. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you invest money in things you know about. If you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. That's the best way you can make money out here and have some security in these markets. So, let's look at what happens to stock markets so we can get a better idea and some security in exchange. Welcome to the Exchange Show.
All right, let's get started with BP. So, if you don't know what BP is, it's British Petroleum. And British Petroleum right now is past their earnings. Okay, they did their earnings, boo hoo. But here's the thing, let's look at our last earnings sector or our last earnings time. And this can help us determine where we might go from here. So, it was here at this level, trying to make it straight as I can. And well, that was at $34 and 50 something cents. We have our new earnings, which is here. Let's just draw that out to our next one. So the reason I do earning cycles is because a lot of times price action will go back to earning cycles when you are looking at stocks. So one of our next biggest places that we could probably go, because I do have a buy signal on this, and we are right under a gap. I want to see it hit this 200-day moving average minimum. So that's $31. We're currently at $29. Past there, we have a level around $32 and another gap that will push us into our last high or market structure up here. So let's be honest, let's take all this stuff off and we look at what's going on. Now, there is a baby gap right here, a baby gap. Now, it also has an area right there. Now, this is going to be a supply zone. So this is where a bunch of orders were, right above a massive move. So right now, this is looking like British Petroleum could be a great move to the upside. I see the strength of the market is coming up. I'm currently looking at my moving averages from above the 9 and the 14, meaning if I can break that 50 in between, or this 48 in between this gap right here, it's going to look lovely. So I'm thinking this is going to be on its way up. So that's my opinion, but what do you think? So, if you got an opinion about British Petroleum, put it in the chat. Let's also talk about gold. Gold is going on. So, gold has already hit a massive high. If you look at gold futures, you can already see it hit its really, really big high. Let's take a lot of this off because I currently have a sell in the daily. You see how choppy it is. There's gaps all through here, like literally all through here. We got a gap here. We got another gap. Hold on, let me just copy and paste because it's gonna be easier. I got another gap that's like right here. I'll make that a little bit smaller. Then I'll go and rename them. And I got another gap right here. Then I got another gap right here. So all of these are gaps below current price. So that's one. That's two. That's three. And here we go with four. We got four gaps below the current price. I'm not going to say, but this is a house. If this is a house of cards, and it had this many missing cards, it probably will go down. We got a sell signal. We're crossing the 9 or 14. So if you're like, I want to get in, but I don't know where to get in. Cool. I would look for it to go down. But once again, if there is news this week, which there will be with CPI and PPI, and we get our favorite person doing silly things, this could just keep going. So currently, if you're looking for to short for gold, you could be in a great position. At the same time, you got to keep watching the news because you don't know if it's going to continue up or not. This could literally just be a small pullback to a higher move. Currently, I do think it is going to go down. That's my opinion, but I would need confirmation. My confirmation would then come from Seeing gold go past this area right here. And that will be I want to see it react to that level. So 296.91. I want to see it react there. And I might just, there we go. 297.32. If it goes past there to the downside, I'll be interested in shorting. But of course, if it goes above his last high of 317.68, I'll be interested in taking this long. So we got some more. Don't worry, I got more for you. We got to go with a classic. Everybody probably shops there. If you don't, you probably will be. It's Walmart. So the last time I covered Walmart, I was looking for a down, and it went down. That was great. Now I'm looking at it. It is looking bullish. So remember, Walmart is having earnings this week on the 15th. It's currently in an uptrend at a small pullback. So the question is going to be before earnings, is it going to run up right through this gap where it's currently under? If it does, I'm looking for 102 and then 104. The 104 would pretty much align with its last high. And remember, a while ago, Walmart had a stock split. So the prices are cheaper at this point. So if you do want to enter in, that's a good place. So right now, because we are at its last earnings, let's see if it's going to go down or if it's going to go up. I personally think it's going to go up. That's my opinion. I would love to see it go to here, but let me know what you think. And we got one more. That's the one everybody has talked about. And if you haven't seen a video on Palantir, you should look because they have a lot of government contracts as well. I'm looking for this to go up. It has a small gap to the downside around 90 something dollars, $98 to $96. Currently, it's on an uptrend. It has a nice little pullback to the 14, which I love. It then gave me a buy signal. I'm looking for this one to go to the upside, and it's pretty simple. It's not a hard one to play. I would let you do your own due diligence, but I'm looking for that. Around the 140 for its high. If you want to hold it longer, around 153. But I definitely like Palantir to go higher. It just had its earnings. So people sold off to profit. The small gap that was here is being filled currently, and there's a little bit left there. So that's it for this week on the exchange. See you next week. Remember, if you want to learn how to do this too, click on the link at the bottom. We got a website. Show you how to do everything you want. And there's some books for sale. Just check them out. See you later.